Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like you weren't really there? Or walked down the street, but everything around you felt dreamlike, almost fake? That's not insanity. It's not your imagination. It's something far more mysterious and far more common than you think. Today, we're diving deep into one of the strangest psychological experiences, depersonalization disorder, where you can become a stranger to yourself. Stay with me till the end, because understanding this could change how you see your own mind. Forever. Imagine waking up one morning and your reflection just doesn't feel like yours. Your own voice sounds distant, as if it belongs to someone else. You look at your hands and they seem real, but your brain whispers, "This isn't me." That's depersonalization, the profound feeling of being detached from your own self. Now, add a layer of fog over reality, where people, streets, and even the flow of time feel distorted, muffled, or unreal. That's derealization, the feeling that the world itself is fake. When these two experiences combine, they form depersonalization disorder, or DPDR. It's a haunting state of consciousness where your mind, in an attempt to protect you from overwhelming stress, essentially decides to disconnect you from yourself and the world around you. It's not a loss of sanity. It's a survival mechanism that has gone into overdrive, leaving you feeling like a ghost in your own life. So what's really happening inside the brain during one of these episodes? Well, when faced with extreme stress, trauma, or intense anxiety, your brain can flip a kind of survival switch. It registers a threat and essentially says, "This is too much to handle. Let's shut off the emotions to get through this." Neurologically speaking, the brain's prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for logic and control, goes into overdrive, trying to suppress the fear response. Meanwhile, the limbic system, your brain's emotional processing center, is dampened. It effectively gets turned down. The result of this internal power struggle? You might remain calm on the surface, but it comes at a steep cost, a profound sense of disconnection from your feelings, your body, and reality itself. In short, depersonalization isn't a sign of madness. It's a powerful defense mechanism, but one that has been pushed too far, leaving you feeling numb and detached when the danger has passed. So what does this actually feel like for someone experiencing it? People who have lived with DPDR describe it in some truly haunting ways. You might hear things like, "It's like I'm watching my life through a movie screen," or "I know my body is real, but I just can't feel it. It's like it's not mine." Another common description is feeling robotic, as if you're running on autopilot. You can still function. You can talk, you can drive, you can go to work. But inside, there's this eerie, hollow emptiness. This experience naturally leads to a spiral of terrifying questions. Am I going crazy? Is this just how life is supposed to feel from now on? The cruelest irony of DPDR is that people experiencing it are not delusional. They are acutely aware that something is wrong, that their perception is distorted. And it's that very awareness, that self-monitoring, that often makes the experience even more frightening. So what causes the brain to trigger such a drastic protective measure? DPDR often begins after a significant event or period of intense pressure. The most common triggers include severe stress or a traumatic experience, a sudden and intense panic attack, or a prolonged battle with depression and anxiety. Even things like severe sleep deprivation can set it off. In some cases, drug use, especially with substances like marijuana or hallucinogens, can induce an episode that sometimes persists. But it's not always a single dramatic event. Intense emotional conflicts, like a devastating heartbreak, a deep existential crisis, or living in a state of prolonged fear, can also be enough to push the brain into this state of detachment. In every case, your brain is trying to shield you from an emotional overload. The unfortunate side effect is that it ends up numbing you to everything, not just the pain, but the joy and connection as well. It's really important to distinguish DPDR from other mental health conditions because the symptoms can sound similar at first. Unlike psychosis, people with DPDR don't actually lose touch with reality. They have what's called intact reality testing, meaning they know their feelings of unreality are just that, feelings, not facts. Unlike schizophrenia, there are no hallucinations or delusions in the clinical sense. The world might feel unreal, but they don't believe. It's a simulation. And unlike a typical anxiety disorder, the core feeling isn't necessarily fear. It's a profound and unsettling sense of disconnection. DPDR truly sits at a unique crossroads of the mind, a gray zone caught between awareness and absence. Now, for the most important part, the road to recovery. The good news is that the vast majority of people do recover from DPDR. The fog can and does lift. The journey back usually involves a few key strategies. First, therapy is incredibly effective, especially cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. A therapist can help you identify your triggers, understand the thought patterns that keep you stuck in that feeling, and teach you how to challenge those distorted perceptions. Next are grounding techniques. These are simple exercises designed to bring your mind back into your body and the present moment. Things like touching something cold or with a unique texture, like an ice cube or a rough piece of fabric. Or the 5-4-3-2-1 method, where you name 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, and so on. Even just feeling your own heartbeat can help anchor you. It's also crucial to treat the root causes. Since anxiety, trauma, and depression are often the fuel for DPDR, getting treatment for those underlying issues is key. As you heal the source, the symptom of disconnection often starts to fade away. Finally, it's helpful to avoid known triggers like sleep deprivation, intense stress, and substances that might have contributed to the onset. And remember, recovery doesn't mean you'll instantly feel real again one day. It's a gradual process of rebuilding your connection to yourself and the world, one moment of presence at a time. If you've ever felt detached, numb, or unreal, please know this. You are not broken. You're not going crazy. You're just human. Your mind is a powerful and complex thing, and it was trying to protect you in the only way it knew how. With patience, the right support, and a growing awareness of your own mind, you can find your way back. You can return home to yourself. If this video resonated with you or helped you understand something new, please consider sharing it. You never know who out there might be feeling this way, and finally having a name for it can be the first step toward healing. Thank you for watching. You are real. You are here. And your healing is too.